Assalamu alaikum students, another part of question number 4, part B. Okay, in this part we need to again make a number line and plot all these given numbers on it. Okay, so starting this question, first of all what we need to do, if I have any fraction in my question, I need to find out its decimal value. Why? Because it is easier to plot a decimal value on a number line. So first of all, I know I have one decimal. Just look at this. This is my decimal value. Sorry, this is my fraction value. So since I have a fraction, I need to convert it into decimal. What is the decimal equivalent of it? So let's divide 1 by 10. If you need to have a decimal value of a fraction, you need to divide your numerator, that is 1, with the denominator, that is 10. So since the numerator is smaller, you need to add a 0 to it, right? So now if you are adding a 0 to a number, then you must have a decimal point in your answer. So 10 ones are 10. It is divided. It means 0.1 is going to be the equivalent of 1 upon 10. Okay, and if I have a negative sign with the number, then definitely the decimal will have the negative sign as well. So now I can have the values minus 0.554 minus 0.12 and minus 2. Now the second step would be just arrange these values in an ascending order. Why? Because it will be easier for you to plot these values on a number line when you will arrange all these numbers in ascending order. Why? Because we already know that in a number line, the numbers are arranged in ascending order from smaller to bigger. So let's do that. Okay, whenever we have positive and negative numbers, we know that the negatives are smaller. So what we will do, pick all the negative numbers, like 0.55 is my negative value, minus 0.1 is a negative number, and minus 2. And we all know that in the negative numbers, the number with the more value, okay, is considered smaller. Number with the greater value. Since it has a negative sign, so it is more negative or more smaller. So we can say that minus 2 is the smallest value among all three. Why? Because it has more number. It's a bigger number with a negative sign. Then I have minus 0.55. Why? Because out of these two, 0.55 is a bigger value but with a negative number or negative sign. It means it will be considered smaller. Then minus 0.1. This is how you have arranged the negative numbers in ascending order. Now for the positive numbers, we have 4 and 2. It is very easy. We know that 2 is smaller and then we have 4. So this is how I have arranged the numbers in ascending order, right? Now let's draw a number line. I know that the number line is basically a line that represents all the numbers. Like I have 0, I have right on the right side, I have all the positive values, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. The line is continue. On the left hand side, I have the same values but with a negative sign. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, and so on. Right? So this is basically the number line. Now what you need to do, the important part is that you need to place all the given numbers. These are your numbers. You need to place all the 5 numbers in your number line. Starting from minus 2. Minus 2, just find out in your number line where the minus 2 is exactly present. Here it is. Minus 2. So what you need to do, just draw a straight line from minus 2 and put your minus 2 over here. This is how you're going to plot the number. Make a straight line where you feel that the value exists or the value needs to be, right? Just mark a dot to it and make a straight line and then plot your number minus 2. Now minus 0.55. Since they are in ascending order, it means 0.55 will be placed after minus 2. So we need to find out the two numbers that can have 0.55 in between. So we know that it will be smaller than 0, and it will be, since it's a negative value, so it will be smaller than 0, and it will be bigger than minus 1. Why? Because the value itself is smaller. 0.55 is a smaller value than minus 1, but since it have a negative sign, so it will be considered bigger. When we have negative sign, then the smaller becomes bigger value. So minus 1 will considered as a smaller value than minus 0.55. So since it is somewhere in between the two values, so we will plot it over here. Make a straight line. Let's make it a smaller. And then plot your number over here, minus 0.55. Now what you need to do, find out the third value, that is minus 0.1. Minus 0.1 is again a negative value, so it will be smaller than 0. But again, it's a bigger value than 1, sorry, minus 1. So it will be in between minus 1 and 0. But now it is not the center value. Why? Because we know that when we go towards right in an ascending order, then we have 0.9 with a minus sign, then minus 0.8, then we have minus 0.7, then minus 0.6, 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, and then 0. So it means this value is somewhere very close to 0, right? So what we need to do, plot this value very close to 0, somewhere over here, right? So I can plot it just over here where I have marked the line and plot the number like this, 0.1. Okay, now 2 and 4 is very easy to plot. Just find out where the 2 of the number line is, make a straight line and mark your 2 over here. Then for 4, do the same thing. Mark the dot where the 4 of the number line is already present and mark your 4 over here. So in this way, you need to do this question. I hope this question is clear to all of you. Thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, we will do part C. Take care. Bye-bye.